तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ओम ओम नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्ध ज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशांताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याता सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ॐ गुरुपुङ्गवपुङ्गवकेतनते समदामयतान्न हि कोऽपि सुधी शरणागतवत्सलतत्त्वनिधे भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणं भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणं भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणं। समस्तब्रह्मविद्या आचार्येभ्यो नमः, ऋषिभ्यो नमः, मुनिभ्यो नमः, गुरुभ्यो नमः, देवताभ्यो नमः, अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। वेदव्यास वैशम्पायन याज्ञवल्क्याद्य शङ्कराचार्यवर्यादि गुरुभ्यो नमः। परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रुतिमात्रे नमः। Let us do the Parayanam of Abhaya Pratishtha in Brahmananda Valli. Asadva idamagra asita. Okay. This is our daily abhyasa of chanting sometime the Veda mantras so that we tune to the Rishi, the theme as well as the Shruti Mata. After which alone, after long time of such practice, by the grace of them, we get that ability and stability to consistently study the Upanishad, understand, know the truth, and get liberated. Om Adashri Taittiriya Upanishad Parayanam Om Asadva Idamagra Asita Tato Vai Sadajayata Tadatmanaggasvayamakuruta Tasmat Tat Sukrutamucchata Iti Yadvai Tat Sukrutam Raso Vai Saha Rasagahyevayam Labdvanandi Bhavati Kohyevanyat Ka Pranyat Yadesha Akasha Anando Nasyat Esha Hyevanandayati Yada Hevaisha Etasmin Adrushyenatmi Nirukte Anilayane Abhayam Pratishtham Vindate Athaso Bhayangato Bhavati Yada Hevaisha Etasmin Udaramantaram Kurute Atatasya Bhayam Bhayam Bhavate Tatveva Bhayam Vidusho Manvanasya Tadapyesha Shloko Bhavate Bhishasmadva Tappavate Bhishodeti Suryah Bhishasmadagnischendrascha Mrutyurdhavati Panchama iti Saishanandasya Mimagam sa bhavati Yuvasyat sadhu yuvadhyayakah Ashishto drutishto balishtaha Tasyayam prithvi sarvavi Tasya purna syat स एको मानुष आनन्दः तेषतं मानुष आनन्दाः स एको मनुष्यगन्धर्वाणामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य तेषतं मनुष्यगन्धर्वाणामानन्दाः स एको देवगन्धर्वाणामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य तेषतं देवगन्धर्वाणामानन्दाः स एकः पितॄणां चिरलोकलोकानामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य तेषतं पितॄणां चिरलोकलोकानामानन्दाः स एक आजानजानां देवानामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य तेषतमाजानजानां देवानामानन्दाः स एकः कर्मदेवानां देवानामानन्दः ये कर्मणा देवानपि यन्ते श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य तेषतं कर्मदेवानां देवानामानन्दाः स एको देवानामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य तेषतं देवानामानन्दाः स एक इन्द्रस्यानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य च कामः तस्य ते शतमिन्द्रस्यानन्दाः स एको बृहस्पतेरानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य च कामः तस्य ते शतं बृहस्पतेरानन्दाः स एकः प्रजापतेरानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य च कामः तस्य ते शतं प्रजापतेरानन्दाः स एको ब्रह्मण आनन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य च कामः तस्य स यश्चायं पुरुषे यश्चासावादित्ये स एकः स य एवं विद अस्माल्लोकात् प्रेत्य एतमन्नमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामते एतं प्राणमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामते एतं मनोमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामते एतं विज्ञानमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामते एतमानन्दमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामते तदप्येष श्लोको भवते यतो वाचो निवर्तन्ते अप्राप्य मनसा सह आनन्दं ब्रह्मणो विद्वान् न बिभेति कुतश्च नेते एतगं हवावन तपते किमहं साधुना करवं किमहं पापमकरवमिति स य एवं विद्वानेते आत्मानग् स्पृणुते उभेः वैष एते आत्मानग् स्पृणुते य एवं वेद इत्युपनिषत् ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ श्रीकृष्णयजुर्वेदान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीयारण्यकान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीयोपनिषत् ॐ यस्माज्जातं जगत्सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रलीयते येनेदन्धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः यैरिमे गुरुवे पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम् ॐ तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरुचिनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते ॐ अथ प्रथमा शिक्षा वल्ली प्रथमोऽनुवाकः शान्तिमन्त्रः ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतो तद्वक्तारमवतो अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अथ सप्तमोऽनुवाकः ॐ पृथिव्यन्तरिक्षं द्यौर्दिशो वान्तरदिशाः अग्निर्वायुरादित्यश्चन्द्रमा नक्षत्राणि आपौषधयो वनस्पतय आकाश आत्मा इत्यधिभूतम् अथाध्यात्मं प्राणो व्यानोपान उदानः समानः चक्षुश्रोत्रं मनोवाक्त्वक चर्ममागस्सर्गस्नावास्थिमज्जा एतदधिविधाय ऋषिरवोचत पाङ्क्तं वा इदगं सर्वं पाङ्क्तेनैव पाङ्क्तग् स्पृणोतीति ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. Let us salute the Lord, the Gurus, Rishis, Munis, all the time asking them to keep us in a very correct, right, ultimate path of truth. Not only we are on the path, but we are able to walk on the path without any hindrance or obstructions because of all the abilities, faculties intact again. This also by the grace of them. Studying Upanishad is not an easy task because there is in between words, so many are there to be explained or understood. Even if one tries to understand, even if 2-3% one understands, the sadhana is straight ruthless it is, wherein we are expected to just give up whatever we were doing which was binding us to the world and individuality and rise to the totality. So, with our personalities, which are so much soaked into, hooked up to the worldliness, with our manabuddhi having so much of convictions about the sukha shanti in the world only, to that mind intellect, it is a long, long, effortful time and process to pull it from the worldliness and put it in the Shastra. Even to study a simple Subhashitas also, nowadays we don't have the patience. Forget about practicing it. Now, where is Subhashitas? Where are the Prakarana Granthas? Where is the Itihasas, Puranas? And here the ultimate literature, Upanishad, Brahma Vidya, we are studying with Bhashyam. So therefore, it's a big gustaki we are doing. There's no doubt about it. And yet, we can say that it is Ishvara Guru Prerana only. They just are giving us a glimpse of these Upanishads. So that the non-understanding of the Upanishad itself should be an inspiration for us, that if at all we have to study something, follow something, it must be the Brahma Vidya taught in the Upanishad for the ultimate liberation. If somebody gets that type of inspiration, that it is tough, but I'll make it easy one day. For that, from today I'll work for that. Then his attempt to study Upanishad is fruitful. And then all the aspects have to be given value. Right from going to the ashram, staying there, serving the Guru Maharaj, and listening to whatever he says. In that, all the things he tells us to improve or control or regulate or integrate or empower all our faculties fit for spirituality. For each of the profession, the faculties have been trained in different manner. When you are a police in the army, you cannot be trained like a doctor. In case of doctor, this is sympathy, compassion, all that they have to show, because the patient already is suffering. In police, no, he is such a criminal, the fellow who has come, he should be made as patient. Not that patient should be consoled. Therefore, what he is trained is in that nature. The lawyer is trained in his law, in his legal thinking, intellection and all. So in the same way, by the grace of Guru Lord and our effort, when we go to them, when they train us, we should get the training. Training is for what? To be fully spiritual in all its aspects. That is required. So by listening to the Guru, what all the instructions is given, when we practice them, he makes us fit for that. Then in that fitness, everything is important. The learning of the Upanishad, chanting, if possible, by hearting the mantras, then knowing the word to word meaning of it, then what is ultimately indicated in that, a very high level of lofty sadhana is taught. Like now we are studying the Mahad Brahma Upasana. कहाँ हम ये भटक रहे हैं इस जगत में, struggling to maintain one deha upadhi, that also is not happening enough to us. And we are talking about Mahad Brahma Upasita. It is so far high and we are here. Yet, being with that Guru, all the night throughout the life, we can slowly get inspired that we can reach to that height and start doing by some or the other inspiration till that is achieved. And one has to enter into that, taking it as challenge. One of the things which helps in spirituality is taking it as challenge. If you take it as a burden or the load or the compulsion, then after a few minutes or hours or days only, we just give up and go, like some of our people have become with their own intelligent bahana irregular. That is very clearly known. They are not able to tune to this. There is, what do you say? The punya phala is over to listen to Upanishads. Fortune is over for this life. Now, even they want to come, they will not come. Tough it is, no doubt at all. But that consistency, that simplicity, keep on doing. One of the things is take it as challenge. Make it as a commitment and do it as an anushtanam. Then if not today, one day will happen. And if you don't start from today, it will never happen any of the days. The ability to understand Upanishad, lift our mind, intellects, attention to the theme of the Upanishad and fully thoroughly understanding what is the practice or sadhana indicated, able to do it committedly, consistently. All Upanishad definitely Anushtana Pradhana. In them, the Anushthanata is contemplation, meditation. This particular Upanishad which we are studying, Isha Taittiriya, is it is Anushtana Pradhana of all the three. The Anushtana of the Vyavahara is thoroughly explained, which we are going to study in our ninth Anuvaka. Anushtana Pradhanata. Rutam cha Swadhyaya Pravachanesa and all that. How wonderfully, Vedamanucha Acharya Vasanam Shasti, what is said here and what will be said in the last Anuvaka of the same Valli, and also in the last Valli, last Anuvakame. Again, Annam Brahmopasita. These are all wonderful Vyavaharika Anushtana Pradhana. Dharma Anushtana Pradhana. Very inspiring. He gives it as challenge. The Guru gives to the disciples. In other Upanishad, this subject is not touched much. Second one is, there is Upasana Anushtana Pradhana. In this Upanishad alone, so many varieties of upasanas are given. Dharmanushtana, which is in the part of Vyavahara Anushtanam, then the Upasana Anushtanam is being taught here, then Brahma Vidya Anushtanam will be taught to us subsequently. So, consistently being tuned to the Guru, Rishi Parampara, and Upanishad, trying to understand all that. When we do it once, twice, thrice, five, six, seven times, the same Upanishad, then so total theme is heard by us, understood by us, digested by us. Then comes the inspiration to do the sadhana as told in Upanishad. Then we reach out. But all this all said and done, Upanishad is not easy, no doubt. But when we take it as challenge and plunge into that, preparing oneself, making oneself qualified for that, slowly it will happen. Else, just we leave. Many people, many ashrama, even Mahamaha speakers also on Vedanta or even on all the Shastras, when it comes to Upanishad, they hesitate, they leave it en route, or they may at the most do one Upanishad that उसमें भी दो चार मंत्र. But like we are doing with Shankara Bhashya, every Upanishad, every mantra, उसके अलग ही हिम्मत होना है और सबको होता नहीं. Speaker can do, but people like you who are listening regularly, is it not with all the vagueness and doubts of how much we are able to understand or inspired? But this consistency is wanted. Taking this as challenge is wanted. Then the things go when you do some things, it goes on happening. Do the crime, they go on becoming a professional criminal. Do murders, go on becoming professional. So do a medication, become a professional doctor. So to go on studying spirituality, shastras, one day you become absolutely professional from the amateur stage. That is guaranteed. Like you and I, when we started 2 years back, what's Upanishad, so much of hesitation was there. Now, in this much of time, which is so minimum, with minimum effort of 1 hour per day, we are seeing that's all. Yet, a clarity has come. The Upanishad is Brahma Vidya, it is Anubhava Gamyam. Anubhava comes on seat of meditation, but we have to become a meditation worthy through contemplation. Contemplation is a long process, continuous process done, which eliminates all the wrong notions and vasanas, but that is possible only when we have the thorough understanding, and the understanding comes to us when you study Upanishad. Upanishad I can't study, Guru teaches, therefore I have to go to the Guru. Guru will not teach just like that unless he finds us qualified in all our devotion Shraddha, he will not. Therefore, the test for all devotion Shraddha is to do whatever he says. To go to the Guru, listen to him, prove your Shraddha and Bhakti. Then he says, next level of sadhana, with that your Antakarana, all the equipments are fit. Then he gives the Brahma Vidya. Then you have a lot of questions, we ask, he answers. Then slowly little information starts coming. When we think about it, the clarity comes. Then the level of contemplation, then the meditation, then the realization. In last 2 years of our effort, this sequence we understood intellectually. That itself is a great achievement. Then working out every step. First of all, Nijagruha Turnam Vinirgamyatam Sangasatsu Vidyatam Bhagavato. First, to finding our approach to the Guru. Guru के यहाँ जाना है ना, रहना वहाँ एक एक स्टेप हम वर्कआउट करेंगे. Sometimes each step may take 10 lives. Like Guru Sharanagati itself may take 5-6 lives. It depends on at what level we are and what practice we are able to do. And one thing, don't get frightened when we say it's a fact. How much we are slaves to the prakriti of rajas and tamas. That's a huge, big factor. Unless I discover that I am slave to this rajas and tamas and I have to come to the sattva guna by doing variety of prakriyas, right from changing of the diet onwards, right from changing all our involvements around the world, right from changing our company. Because we involve in all of them so much, we don't know that we are increasing in so much of tamas and rajas, which is the biggest obstacle in knowing the spiritual knowledge. Because to know the knowledge spiritual, you have to have the sattva guna that is not at all there because we are rajasic, tamasic. Even to recognize that my every moment's life is influencing the gunas in me, the gunas in turn are influencing my spiritual sadhana. Even to recognize that, it takes a maturity. Thereafter, at every level, we change with the goal that I should remain always in sattva guna. Then only that sattva guna is shown to the Guru. Guru finds it's good. Then he starts giving the Brahma Vidya. By the way. So in this way, Take it as a challenge, and it is definitely not an easy thing, but it is the highest of the occupation. In that little gained is lot of gain. So with this attention, with this idea, again invoking grace of Vedavyasa, Vaishampayana, Agnivalka, Adya Shankara, all the gurus will come to our today's topic. Now in this seventh Anuvakam, we are studying the Brahma Upasana, Saguna Brahma Upasana, Mahad Brahma Upasana, Virat Purusha Upasana, Hiranyagarbha Upasana, Samashti Aham Upasana. See, so many things are told after listening which we should not have any doubt. From the Anuvaka 3 onwards, that is what is taught. In which we are through the intellectual learning and practice, we are able to recognize the presence of one in the many. Now the many have become important. In that many, this one has become important to such an extent that I am this. I am neither this nor that nor the totality. I am beyond. But to know that beyond Parabrahma, inevitably we have to shift our identity attention from the individual to the total. The total is called Mahat Brahma. Then when Mahat Brahma Upasana, as it is taught here, when we keep on practicing, our drishti will be only from the samashti standpoint, not at all vyashti. Till that is not done, the Vesti problems will not go. As long as they have got the individual problem is there, how can you become spiritual? व्यष्टि उपाधि तादात्म्यमय समष्टि उपाधि तादात्म्य के द्वारा ही व्यष्टि उपाधियों के जंजीर से बच सकता हूँ. तभी जाकर I can see what is beyond everything, the truth, the reality. Therefore, the Mahat Brahma Upasana. So the Samhita Upasana was taught to us. Then we were told to do Yaschandasam and Yato what is it? Avahanti Vitanvana. Then we were given the Bhurvosvaha, all the Vyaharti Upasanas. The latest we are doing is set of Panch Upasana. Parabrahma or this sorry, Mahat Brahma, you maintaining the individual and total universe by becoming the sets of Panch. Clear? And those sets of Panch, we are becoming conscious of every one of them. That is Upasana. We are becoming conscious of each one's contribution. That is Upasana. We are becoming conscious of the mutual coordination between them. That is Upasana. And we are becoming conscious of the total outcome of the togetherness of all the five. That is called as Upasana. Then seeing it at the Vesti and Samishti level, that is called as Upasana. And then, like that, so many Panktams we have to understand. That's called as Upasana. And the final Upasana is in this way, through these many Panktams, the sets of five, that one total individuality called Mahat Brahma alone is expressing. You say expressing or managing or working or creating, maintaining, each are the understandings at different used language level. But the ultimate is he alone is expressing as that. You understand? Mahat Brahma is working in the universe through Panktam. Is a lower understanding. Secondly, he is not working through Panktam. Then he himself is expressing as Pranktam. Like I am talking. It is the common way of discussion. No, the reality is what I am expressing as speaker as well as speech. Because before the speech started, before I became speaker, I was there. So from me only both of them came. Therefore, are there three things that I am inside, became a speaker, and then spoke the speech? Are there three things? No, I am only the speaker. I am only the speech. Without me, there is a speech nahi hai, speaker hi nahi hai. As if there are three, this notion is there. उन्होंने वो बातें की तो उन्होंने वो बातें की इज लोकल कॉमनली इट्स अ लैंग्वेज राइट इन यू व्यवहार बट उन्होंने बातें की इज लोअर ट्रुथ हायर ट्रुथ इज वो बातों के रूप में व्यक्त हुए Like I walked. See, I walked, I say, but the actual fact is, I expressed as a walker. And the walking, the individuality walker in me, the walking action, both are me. Therefore, the Mahat Brahma alone, the whole world, and Mahat Brahma alone, everything that is happening in the world. सूर्य रूप में वही है, बी अटेंटिव. सूर्य कांति के रूप में वही है, बी अटेंटिव. सूर्य कांति जो काम कर रही है इल्यूमिनेटिंग द वर्ल्ड, वो भी वही है. This is what we have to understand the ultimate meaning of Mahat Brahma. So one Mahat Brahma only is becoming the Jnata, okay, and the Sankalpa Karta and the Karma Karta. And he himself is the Phala Data and he himself is Phala Rupa. Only after doing this type of upasana for many, many lives, that one Parabrahma Tattva, in the ignorance of it, from that Maya Shakti, in this way happening, expressing through three gunas, that higher knowledge can be heard or understood. At this moment, for us in the world, all are different. You are different from me, I am different from you, and in me also, I am different, my upadhis are different, my house is different. In this way, only when we are there, the vyavahara is possible. Vyavahara is not possible in other way. But the vyavahara is the cause of bondage. Please remember. Then how vyavahara is becoming bondage? Because in vyavahara, this duality which is essential alone is the bondage. बिना द्वैत का व्यवहार नहीं होता और द्वैती बंधन है, therefore व्यवहार ही बंधन है. Therefore, what is the moksha, the liberation from this standpoint, the non-vyavaharika liberational state? What it is then? The absence of all the Dvaita. And is that the absence of Dvaita and the presence of Advaita is an existing fact or is an imaginary thing? It is eternally existing thing. Through upasana, through study, through contemplation, we are rising ourselves up to the understanding of already existing Dvaita, Advaita, already existing one without second. Before reaching to that one without second Brahma Tattva, we are reaching to the one without second Hiranyagarbha, Mahat Brahma. Which is so difficult even to listen and impossible to believe because we think we are these upadhis. फंस गए इसमें हम. Just like I got Indian passport, Indian identity, Indian Aadhaar card, I'm Indian citizen. इतना हम फंस जाते हैं कि the probability that I can be a citizen of other country, the probability that I'm a universal citizen, that never clicks to us. And to such an extent, when somebody asks you, are you Bangladeshi? No, how dare you say that I'm Indian? इतना strong हो गया, देखो वो वाला बात. Being an Indian is a self-respect. Being Indian is a pride. That's very good. Being Indian is our minimum courtesy because we are eating, drinking, everything given by Bharata Mata. But all this is true at Vyavahara. But the ultimate level, are we not at the higher truth level? We are the citizen of the entire globe. You know, a doctor is potentially every professional. But once he becomes doctor, he denies to identify with other profession. Go to a doctor and say this legal problem can you solve me? मैं कैसे कर सकता हूँ? मैं तो डॉक्टर हूँ. आप गलत जगह आ गए हो. You understand? He has forgotten that potentially he could be everything. In the same way, we have forgotten that there is one totality only functioning in the whole world, which to function, the individualities are required. Therefore, individualities are functionally made, not real. But that functional individualities have taken such a strong root as reality that they are not able to come out of that commotion. That is what you and me. What these upadana is indicating, upasanas, is to rise above individuality at every level and identify the total, which is a tough task. I am telling again million times. It is even tough to understand, tough to believe, tough to accept, tough to practice. क्योंकि हमको अकेले में, अलग में, तो उपाधियों से तादात्म्य करके एक जीव देह के रूप में रहने में कितना मजा आ रहा है, कितने जन्मों से। सडनली सब छोड़कर एट द लेवल ऑफ टोटल सोचो करो बोले तो होता नहीं। इवन दो एट द टोटल लेवल जॉयस एंड हैप्पीनेसेस आर मच मोर। लाइक व्हेन यू आर शोइंग देम महीने में 10 लाख मिलेगा, इतना मेहनत करो, बट एट आवर लेजीनेस लेवल वी से 10 लाख दूर की बात, मेरे को चाहिए नहीं, बिकॉज आई कांट वर्क। आई डोंट वांट 10 लाख, नॉट दैट ही डजंट वांट 10 लाख, फ्री में दोगा तो ले लेगा वो, but he doesn't want because he can't work, which is worthy for 10 lakhs because he's caught up here. So too, when you are become one with Mahat Brahma, apnoti swarajyam, apnoti manasaspatim, vakpatim, chakshupati, temptations are good. But then I can't do that practice of becoming one with Mahat Brahma because I am so much by nature, by default, by so much of powerful asanas living at this body level. हो गए आदत। देखो दिन भर अपने लिए खाना बना के खाते ही थे, और 10 लोगों के लिए बना के दो, हो ही नहीं सकता हमको, बिकॉज दिस इज व्हाट बिकेम नेचर। So breaking the shackles of these habits and natures is next to impossible task, and not never happens in one lifespan for anyone, how much our taskmaster or he may be a tough person to do sadhana, हर एक को लगता ही रहते बहुत जन्म। That is how this evolution is very, very slow. So, what is the whole thought? What is in Pankta Upasana? Through the Pankta, we are doing Mahat Brahma Upasana. What is the Upasana? Nearing to the Mahat Brahma in both ways. One, he is the one in and through everything. Two, he is me. I am him. These two upasanas we are trying through all the Samhita Upasana and at the Vyahruti Ityadi, now through the Pankta. So the 6 panktams as samples are given. The 3 the Adibhautika, 3 the Adhyatmika. Now the information we gather, keep on practicing of all these steps. I again told you just 10 minutes back, again repeating, all these steps you have to keep on practicing. First, recognize the presence of the Pankta set 2. Second, in each of them, again be attentive to become aware of each one of them, their abilities, their contribution, individual. Then their mutual contribution, togetherness, mutual coordination. Then through mutual coordination, how they are catering to the individual and total. This is how one panktam. Then second panktam, third, fourth. As many pankta as possible you imagine. And through all those panktam, who is working is one Mahat Brahman. Right now? In the world, like in a nation, India. So many works are happening because of so many departments. Then all of them are managed by one parliament. Is it not? How much of the work is going on? And remember, each work is being done by one particular group or department, but that group department always has to be in coordination with the other ones. Think like that. This itself also again Mahat Brahma Pankta Upasana. Everything can be Pankta Upasana. Like the R&B, roads and buildings wala. So beautiful roads are laid, but that is in coordination with the buildings across both the road sides of the road. So the road relaying person should be in connection with coordination with the building layings. And road and building, both of them should always be in contact with the traffic department. All of them, though it looks to be non-connected, irrelevant, but they have to be in touch with electricity department. काहे को? क्योंकि वो खंभा है तो उसको निकाल के और जगह रहना पड़ेगा। It is on the way of the making the road. It was never thought 20 years back कि यहाँ रोड डालेंगे तो खंभा गाड़ दिया उधर। आप उनसे बात करके भैया इधर लगा रहे खंभा निकालो। Then the खंबे वाला, the electricity will have to have coordination with the water department, because the next place where they want to put the khamba, there may be something related to the water. I'm just giving an example how in this country so many things are happening because of each department doing it, and each department doing in coordination with other departments. All put together is a government. You know, एजुकेशन डिपार्टमेंट, द मेडिकल डिपार्टमेंट, कितने कितने जगत इस देश में हो रहे हैं. इट्स माइंड ब्लोइंग थिंग इफ यू कैन रियली इमेजिन द कोलोसल अमाउंट ऑफ वर्क साइलेंटली हैपनिंग. And this work done by us, million times more than this is done by Prakriti, by the Devatas at the higher level. But to be able to perceive all that, we need to have a special intellect. That won't come without the Shannomitra, the Upasanas. That won't come without the Upasana which is Lord Krishna teaching in the evening Bhagavad class. ये सब बहुत जन्म करने से वो हैसियत आती है, वो शक्तियाँ आते हैं हमको इस तरह सोचने समझने का. What is now our vision? Vision of division and vision of separation and vision of isolation. After this, vision of ego. Then becomes vision of mera, mama. Then becomes selfishness. मेरे लिए. This is how I am living. अभी मेरा लेवल क्या है? मेरे लिए जी रहा हूँ. मेरा है वो, मैं हूँ और आप मेरे से अलग हो. And I have attachment or hatred towards you. So to the other people. So much cocooned we are. बट ऐसा नहीं हो रहा है दुनिया में. भाई ईश्वरास प्रेजेंस इन दुनिया में जैसा मैं इमेजिन कर रहा हूँ ऐसा नहीं हो रहा. लाइक कोई भी चीज मेरा कह रहा हूँ, कल नहीं था मेरा, हो कल भी होगा नहीं. देखो कभी था भी नहीं वो मेरा, अब दिया गया काम करने को, बट नॉट मेरा. अंडरस्टैंड? लाइक दिस बॉडी, दिस इज मेड आउट ऑफ पंचमहाभूत to me. But before it is made, this Panchamahabhuta se sharir bana, these Panchamahabhutas were used for making many, many bodies earlier. Thousands and thousands and thousands of bodies were made it with it. And after I leave it, again it will be merging back. And with that, how many bodies will be made? I can't imagine. Therefore, it's a temporary thing given, this shape and this form. But can we understand this way? It looks to be absolutely unrelated, meaningless explanation, all that. Why meaningless? 100% true? Because in Vyavahara इसकी जरूरत नहीं है ऐसे सोचने का. But in the spirituality ऐसा ही सोचना पड़ता है. Then only the identity with the one body is dissolved. Then we understand that all bodies are made from the Panchamahabhutas and it's endless process going on by the grace of that Mahat Brahma. Everything is like that. We wear the clothes made out of cotton. Again, that came from earth. That earth might have become as cotton thousands of times earlier. And with that cotton, how many dresses were made? How many people wore it? हमको नहीं पता. Are you understanding how we have to lift our attention from the individual to the total? Individual is the strongest concept. And that strongest individual concept, when it isolates from the others, then it becomes most problematic thing to itself and others in total. And the ultimate outcome of this Mahat Brahma Upasana is there is only one which is working from behind every seeming individuals. Like behind every seeming individual parts of the body, my body, I alone am working. Understand this example thoroughly. Apply it in the universal level. And what will happen to the entire me and the body if each part works independently without coordination with others? Nothing but chaos. Now you understand why the chaos in the world. That's how the Yajna Bhavana is brought. What is Yajna Bhavana? Which is already existing, but we lost sight of it, so we are again retrained. That you are an individual to be a part of the total, to cater to the sankalpa of the total. When you do that, as an individual, what you need, you get it. This is called the highest spiritual sadhana. I am an individual, but my vision is for the total. But to the total, I can do whatever the work I can do. More than that, I cannot do. But it is not for me, but for the total. This is called a yajna bhavana. This is why what is said in the Bhashyam, if you see, the Mahat Brahma only through the Yajna Bhavana, through variety of the Panktams, working in the world in various departments, in the individual as the total level. And this has to be caught as a listeners we are. Then we have to work on that. to repeated contemplation to get established in this understanding, after which the wrong notion is removed that in this world the sun, the moon, the stars, all of them are isolated, separate individuals. They look to be individual, they are kept a distant apart. That is the need, it is a required need in the scheme of the things. Like in my body, the heart is to be there, lungs should be there. Putting the heart or the lungs at that place is the requirement in the scheme of the making of body. But that doesn't mean that they are not coordinating with each other. इनफैक्ट ये सब कोऑर्डिनेट नहीं करते हैं तो कभी का बॉडी कोलैप्स हो जाता है. In the same way, the world is integrated mutually through Mahat Brahma behind all of them. And how the Mahat Brahma is behind all of them? Through this Panktam. Now see what is Maya. When we talk about Mahat Brahma, when we talk about Panktam, while we use these words, what is the picture is made? Mahat Brahma alag hai, Panktam is different, and so many Panktams are different. And in each Panktam, the things are there, 5 number, and each one is separate from each other, and they are doing their work. This is called Moham. This is called as Maya. And what is wisdom? While visualizing all of them, be attentive. While visualizing all of them, as said just now, yet knowing that they are one. Like seeing rivers, oceans, lakes, etc., yet knowing that they are all one water. But when we use our mana, buddhi, indriyas, and speech to talk, immediately that creates the differences or substantiates the seeming difference. That is called moha, that's called maya. That's what we have to conquer. That is what Vedanta. What Vedanta says, one Paramatma alone has divided in many form and making the world happen. Again I am repeating, one Paramatma alone is divided. Divided means not actually divided, appeared is many form, and that's how he is making the show of the world. This is ultimate Vedanta. Ahamekam Bhashyam Indro Maya Pururupa Iyate. So many mantras we have chanted. So now come back to the topic. What the topic is? Mahat Brahma Upasana through Panktams. Observe the Panktam, see each individual's contribution and total set's contribution to the totality. While doing so, each Panktam is in coordination with the other Panktams. And all this is inevitable for the management of the world at the total and individual level. And whatever the resources required for that, whether it is a matter, or it is the intelligentsia, or the prana shakti to work, all of that are from one resource. That is called Mahat Brahma. सारा ज्ञान महत ब्रह्म का है, सारा एनर्जी क्रिया शक्ति का वो महत ब्रह्म है, सारा द्रव्य भी महत ब्रह्म है. And then jnana used and energy to work is used to work to make this dravya appear in so many forms. All that also is done by Mahat Brahma. So Mahat Brahma in the earth, Mahat Brahma in the seed, Mahat Brahma in coordination between earth and seed, Mahat Brahma only becoming a sprout, Mahat Brahma only slowly becoming plant. And he only as he is growing, Mahat Brahma is becoming the left branch, the right branch, the upper branch, other branch, and secondary branches, and to the leaves. One Mahat Brahma only is appearing as this. This is called the ultimate thought. But what is now we are seeing? Forget about Mahat Brahma. Each one has no connection with other. And among them, this one set of the upadhi is me. Therefore, cocooned in this notion that I am this. Therefore, isi ka security, isko khana pina dena. And for this, anybody you can trouble. This were all adharma, papa. When you study Vedanta, the adharma, papa, raga, this, ये तो बच्चा लोग हो जाते हैं. What are you nonsense all you're talking? They're all possible only when there are two people. Where are two? There's only one Mahat Brahma. And all Agni, Vayu, Aditya, they all work at the Mahat Brahma identity level. They were mutually, they don't quarrel. Only when they quarrel, that's what is poetically, beautifully, pictorially, it was taught to us in the Prashna Upanishad also. Is it not? Ki, each of the Indriyas, even Kena Upanishad also, were fighting ki, who is the cause of all this? Who is the one who is maintaining the body? Each of the things thought, I am doing, I am doing. They forgot that the Mukhya Prana was the cause because of which everything is happening. But they were not listening to Mukhya Pranam. The Mukhya Prana said, Del theek hai, fir you are saying that you are doing it independent of me, to karke dikha, I'll go. The moment the Mukhya Prana started going, everybody were going away. When he was sitting, they were sitting. Then they understood, Are Baba, we don't have any capacity of our own, nor we are the cause of this Deha maintenance. We understood it is you only. So why these mutual devatas quarreled there? They are devatas only in the condition where they forgot the total. They forgot the substrata, main thing. There it was the example in Mukhya Prana. The Mukhya Prana told in the Prashna is Mad Brahma here. Vayam avastabhya vidharayamaha. तान् प्राण उवाच मा मोहमापद्यत अहमेव पंचदा आत्मानं विभज्य एतद् बाणम् अवष्टभ्य स्थितोऽस्मि ते अश्रद्धाना बभूवुः. Do you remember all those mantras? Oh, long way we studied it. Then se utkramata tasya utkramati sarve eva utkramante yatha makshikaha madhugar rajanam utkramante sarva eva utkramante tasmin pratishthamane sarve eva pratishtante tatha. So they gave the example of one queen honeybee going, everybody were going. When he sat, everybody sat. In the same way, when the Mukhya Prana was going, all devatas were becoming energyless. Then they started pranam stunvandi. Vratyastvam prana ekarshi atta vishwasya satpatihi. Beautiful mantras, they did the upasana. In that Upanishad, it was taught like that. In this Upanishad, it is taught like this. Okay, now take each of the panktams. Just only 5-10 minutes, will not spend much time because we have seen exhaustively. So there are two sets of 5 panktam of 3. They are Adhyatmika 3 panktam, Adibhautika 3 panktam. Okay. So here 3 into 5, 15. There 3 into 5, 15. In fact, these 30 together is called entire universe. And in the form of all these 30, in and through of all these 30, what one common denominator functioning is called Mahat Brahma. That is the thing we have to understand. I'll give you an impossible explanation for 2 minutes to understand it. It's an impossible thing to understand. Still, I'll say that I have my own body. Is it not? This body is me only. Because I forgot myself. That forgetful of mindness is called as Maya. Whose Maya it is? My own Maya. With my own Maya, I wanted to become an individual. And to become individual from my own Maya, I brought my Ahamrutti. And I myself have got reflected in the Ahamrutti. Thus, I became Jiva. And I, as a Jiva, wanted the Deha. Where from the Deha also given to me from my own Deha, my own Maya Shakti. So therefore, what is the, when I experience now, the body is different, I am different is there. Vedanta also ऐसी साधना करने को कहती है. But actually देखा जाए, I only am the body. But in the process, it took a variety of process of grossification. What are the process of grossification? I myself become the Deha. I am pure consciousness. In that consciousness, there is no Deha. But I forgot it. Then, from out of that ignorance, an individuality I wanted to form. That individuality has become Ahamrutti, but it has to know. Therefore, the Chaitanya of me only enlivened that. Then I become conscious Aham. Then I wanted to do this or that. Then to do this or that, I need body as well. I need instruments. And where from they are supplied? From my own Maya. So, with the body and instruments supplied by my own Maya, holding on to them as Mama, I, the Jiva, now am staying in this body. And who is I? The pure conscious self. That's why I said it's an impossible example to understand. Impossible example. And the analysis of it is what? What is the proof that the body is me? The proof is every part of the body when touched, I am there. And the other day we discussed with you, I am there as consciousness, I am there with my ignorance, I am there also as the jiva, I am there also as the mana, I am there also as the buddhi. In these many ways, I am there at every part of my body. I am there as the prana shakti also. Because I am there prana shakti, there is life in the body. Because I am there the mana, every part I feel for it. Because there I am buddhi, I understand every part and its importance or its utility. And I am there as a jiva. Therefore, any sukha dukkha happens to every part of the body. I am there, and I am there as consciousness because I am conscious of everything which was told so far. Without being conscious, nothing would have been noticed. Is it not? But among them, the conscious self is the ultimate truth. This is what is taught to us in our Telugu nowadays class. We are studying the Druk Drishya Viveka. I am the Sakshi Rupa Druk. Entire thing is Drushya. With this understanding, hold on to the Druk and stay in that and look back and see there is nothing called as Drushya, as a real Drushya other than you. You only for the sake of play have become Druk here, Drushya there. दुर्ग दृश्य विवेक आजकल तेलुगु लोग बढ़िया they have 2 extra classes to sleep. You have only 4 classes. Okay, now what are the 3 bhutapangtam? One is lokapangtam, second is devatapangtam, third is bhutapangtam. What are the lokapantam? Prithivyantariksham devar dishovantara dishaha. No, I already told you each one of them. You have to, I can't do it for you. I can do it for myself. Like I do my japa half an hour, then mind is quietened. With that, I take the lokapantam, and half an hour I revel only in that. Prithvi, antariksham, devho, disha, avantar dishaha. Focus on that, and each one's glory from the individual total standpoint. Antariksham is how they are mutually coordinating to become abodes for all the jivas to stay. Each one of them are connected to each other. Then this Panktam is connected to the other 2 Panktams. In 3 Panktams Roop mein, who is working is Hiranyagarbha. This is a Bhuta Panktam. Same Hiranyagarbha is working as Adhidaiva Panktam in me. Then meditate on that. This is called Upasana. And this is a phenomena going on. Because we have not thought out in that way, we don't understand it. We are not understanding it. Like all the scientific discoveries are eternally there in the world. But we never understood them that way till that moment. Therefore, they were not revealed. The moment you focused, you have got the understanding that is already there. Then you use that understanding and you brought out all these things. There's nothing new in the world. Everything is eternally existing. Eternally there was a concept of making a patri, laying it on the earth, and on the patri you can make a train run. ना पटरी में रेलगाड़ी जो जाती है ना, ये तो मजेदार फेनामिना है वो. It doesn't go onto the road, it will never slip the patri. Patri is made straight and the train's tires are made in such a way that it holds onto the patri, and then the engine it goes on moving because of the locomotion created out of the variety of the prakriyas there, and all the bhogis and yogis are connected to it. It's going. So before Mr. James Watt discovered the rail engine through the steam, that concept is always there. If it is not there, it would have not been recognized or discovered. Nobody can create anything in this world. And nobody thought like that, therefore it never revealed. Suddenly somebody thought, then it revealed. In the same way, we are all living a life individually, but nobody is thinking. If somebody starts thinking, then all these facts, ultimate facts, are revealed. What ultimate facts are? Whole universe is Mahat Brahma only. himself managing through becoming the Pankta of thousands of variety, of which three Adidhyatmika, three Adibhautika are given for sample. Through the practice of the sample, like through the practice of sample of Salagrama Me Vishnu, everywhere Vishnu is our next level, ultimate level. We should not stick or hook on to or condition our Upasana Shakti only to see Bhagavan Vishnu only in the Salagrama. That's only a beginning, that's not ultimate. Ultimate is everything is Vishnu. In the same way, the six Panktams are practices. Thereafter, everything is Panktam and all Panktams are Mahat Brahma in action. Then there is no concepts of individuals. Individuals separate from other individuals, separate from the total. Even if they are there, they are only concepts for functional purpose, not in reality. So in reality, I am never separate from you. In reality, I am never separate from the total. When this reality not known, some vyavahara was required. For the sake of vyavahara, the difference is being introduced, but I took it as now reality. रियलिटी में डिफरेंस नहीं होता, रियलिटी में डिफरेंस इमेजिन किया जाता है, क्यों? व्यवहार के लिए. बट आफ्टर दैट उसको रियल लिया जाता है. इट इज कॉल्ड इग्नोरेंस एंड संसार. And that's why in this world nobody can live without others and nobody can live without contributing for the others. ऐसा होता है क्या? क्या मैं जी सकता हूँ दूसरों के बिना और मेरा भी दूसरों के लिए कंट्रीब्यूशन लगातार चल रहा है? What it means, I can never be an isolated individual. I have to be identified with some or the other people, aligned with somebody or the other, and they are the part of total. Therefore, directly or indirectly, I am always in touch with the total. Therefore, individuality and separateness are only concepts required for Vyavahara, but they should not go beyond Vyavahara to bind us by making it as real and forgetting the one reality. एक परमात्मा को भुलाने तक ये व्यवहार जिसमें द्वैत है, हम उसको मानने लगे, इसलिए संसारी हो गए. So Adilokapangtam told, Prithvi Antariksham Daur Dishova Antara Disha. Prithvi Antariksham Dyu Dishaha Avantara Disha is our Lokapangtam. Then what is the Devata Pangtam? Agnir Vayur Aditya Chandrama Nakshatrani. So you have to focus on Agni, Agni's permeation, Agni's power of burning and giving heat, light, and how much it is working. And see the glory of the Agni. It's in unmanifest form, very readily available, ready to be available, whoever invokes it. These are all this glory of the Agni being recognized. This is called Upasana. So to the Vayu, so to Aditya, Chandrama, Nakshatrani. We only can give you a sample. We can't conduct these Upasana classes. Everyone will have to evolve in them every day, Subhasam, so that each of the Devata is understood with his all powers and contribution and their mutual coordination. See, in my own maintenance of all my individuality, Agnir, Vayur, Aditya, Chandrama, Nakshatrani, all the five Devatas are required. So too in your, so too in other, so too in the total may, because of the Panchadevata only, everything is happening. And this should not be brushed aside as so simple it is said. We have to do the Upasana. Feel for it, understand, accept it. कहना चाहिए रे बिना अग्नि का कोई व्यक्ति तो हो ही नहीं सकता, कोई दे नहीं, बिना वायु का, बिना पानी का. So that is how when you really deeply strongly do the repetition of this thought, that strong conviction happens in us. What is the final conviction? Every isolated individuals are never separate from the total. The total alone is expressing through them, rather total alone is them. Like no part of the body can be without the body. कोई ऐसे होता क्या? Dead हो जाएगा वो. Even the dead Jaipuri parts also, when they are associated with the living body, then they also gather momentum. But the living part of the body, when disconnected from the body, it is dead and gone. Therefore, the individuals have value as long as they are in coordination with the total. This is only lifting our attention from a lowest level. But the higher level में the total only is becoming every individual. टोटल ही हर एक इंडिविजुअल है, समष्टि का हर एक व्यक्ति से अविनाभाव संबंध शाश्वत रूप से है. After this, then I as an individual only work for totality. With that, all my individual desires, vasanas, all of them go away. Accordingly, I become identified with total. Therefore, all the blessings which total gets, they come to me. That is how the upasana Falashruti. Falashruti is told at every upasana, not for us to aim it. Our aim is to rise in our identity with the total upadhi. फलश्रुति ओनली इज अ माइलस्टोन टू टेल अस कि आप वहां पहुंच रहे हो तो ये आपको दिखेगा, मिलेगा. नॉट वी आर डूइंग इट ऑल विद द फल दैट इज सेट. वाक्पति, चक्षुपति, श्रोत्रपति, विज्ञानपति is a temptation in the beginning. Later on, when you become Mahat Brahma, you become that. But I have become Mahat Brahma not to become that. I have become Mahat Brahma to go beyond even Mahat Tattva. I want to become Param Brahma. Keep it in mind. So, Adi Lokapanktam, Adi Deva, and Adi Bhukta Panktam. What is the Bhutas Pancha? जो बता दिए गए हैं हमको कि आप औषधयो वनस्पतय आकाश आत्मा, आपः औषधयः वनस्पतय आकाश आत्मा इत्यादि भूतम. दिस हाउ आदि भौतिक 5 5 5 3 प्राव्य 3 pantas are told. Panta is set of 5. Don't get confused by that word. We are saying it 100 times. So to Adhyatmika Panktam. They are all Vayu Panktam, Indriya Panktam, Dhatu Panktam. Yesterday we saw exhaustively the Vayu Panktam. Pranapana Vyanodana Samana. Is it not? Ki Prano Vyano Apana Udana Samana. Pranopano Vyano Udana Samana. Prano Vyano Apana Udana Samana. Prana Vyana Apana Udana Samana. Pranas. So these were pranas because of which my individual life is sustained, are there potentially in the Vayu outside. So too your own pranas with which you are sustaining are potentially there in the outer Vayu. What is Vayu? Mahat Brahma expressing as Vayu at totality level to later on express as the prana at individual level for the maintenance of individual shariras, mana, ityad. Now, same in the total also is happening. The total prana is supporting total whatever you see in the world. They are in coordination with each other. And this we studied in one of the earlier Upanishads. And again, it was in the Prashna Upanishad only. When in the fourth or third of a Prashna, the coordination between the inner individual and outer total were established. That Upanishad. Exactly one I don't remember it, but it is what. So become aware of, therefore, my Panchapranas. They are starting from the heart. And how they are starting there? Because to there, the Vayu which is taken through the nostrils called as Shvasa is reaching. And how the Shvasa coming to nostrils? When I am inhaling. And how can you inhale if there is no air outside? मर जाएंगे दम घुट के. कोशिश करो पानी में जाकर इनहेल करने का. गयो? So, what is here upasana? Panchapankta, Vayu Pankta upasana. To each of the Vayu you recognize their functioning, acknowledge it. And all of them are coming from Shvasa, it's coming from the Vayu. And that Vayu which is becoming prana in me is the same Vayu becoming prana in you. Therefore, not only you and me, in the entire universe, whichever the devatas are there, whichever the prani are there, सब में वायु ही प्राण बन रहा है. So we saw in Valmiki Ramayana, Hanumanji story, when Vayudev became angry and he did the Stambhanam, all the devatas Rudakka Yasa, Bhage Brahmadev ke paas. Then all came to Vayudeva, who was there in that पर्वत में, बाबा क्षमा करो, आप अपने आप को स्तंभन मत करो. Then in every of them blessed. First हनुमान जी को जीवित किया, then he released them. Then everybody चैन की सांस ली. सांस की चैन नहीं लेना, चैन का सांस लेना. सांस का चैन लोगे तो बेचैन करेगी. Then they blessed Hanumanji later on. So, what is the story they are told? What is Vedanta? You have to coordinate between both of them. What is said in Vedanta Upanishad is shown through this variety of Kathanikas, Puranic, historical stories. So, in this Vayu Panktam, each of the Vayu Prana, and it is Ramesh level. And in that Pancha Prana Rupa, kaun hai? Mahat Brahma hi hai. Mahat Brahma alone is Vayu. Vayu alone is Prana. Prana alone is Pancha Prana, Pancha Upaprana, and all their abilities of functioning. Now, remember, again, if I don't tell now, you may go somewhere else or get correct. Buddhi is working, Mana is working, Indriyas are working, Deha is working. Okay. Their working capacities are different, but the working powers are different. Working capacities they have inherently. Okay, the fans capacity is there to move, lights capacity to glow, but without electricity they can't. In the same way, the mind can think. That is the ability of the mind and life. But it cannot think without prana. Understand that point. Body can walk. That ability is there in the body, but the locomotion will. That ability will not be functional unless prana is there. Mouth can speak. That's the organ, but it can't without the power prana there. That's why the prana shakti is required for the entire our all the koshas to work. शरीर काम करना है तो प्राण शक्ति चाहिए, इंद्रिय करना है प्राण चाहिए, मन चाहिए प्राण, मन चाहिए करना प्राण, बुद्धि के लिए भी प्राण शक्ति चाहिए. That prana is Vayupantam. Vayupasana we are doing by discussing like that. And in that there is a veneration, there is a surprise, there is a respect to that Mahat Brahma who is making universe में करोड़ों करोड़ों जीवों को alive by becoming prana shakti through Vayu. And it's not once, right from the beginning of creation till the creation dissolves, it is happening. This is called the Upasana of Mahat Brahma as the Vayu through the Prana Vayu Panktam. Now, what is it? We are not even aware that there are Pancha Pranas who are working in the body. Doctors never talk about prana, they only talk of physiology, anatomy. Pranas are little subtler. थोड़ा योगा साधना में जाओ वो लोग थोड़ा प्राणायाम की बातें करते हैं with very vague understanding or information. They don't have this Upanishadic knowledge that every body is sustained because of pranas, all the pranas are because of shwasa, the entire shwasa is because of vayu, that vayu at the universal level is working, and that's how Mahat Brahma expressing that way. Therefore, whomever you see them alive. They are alive because they are functional. They are functional because the faculties are working. Working because the pranas are there. Pranas are there because of the shwasa. Shwasa is there because of vayu. Vayu is Mahat Brahma. So if I can see through any seeing the Mahat Brahma all the time, then I am in Mahat Brahma Upasana. So this is a Vayu Pantam. The Indriya Prantam, Srotram, Chakshu, Shrotra, Manovak, Tvaku. Chakshu, Shrotra, Manovak, Tvak. Now it's a big topic again. It's a homework to you. Each of the faculties are so wonderful. Take one example, Chakshu. Chakshu is not this one. This belongs to the body. Stula Chakshu. Chakshu is through this, that ability to see, which cannot be seen by the doctors. Doctors see whether we are able to see or not. They don't see the power with which we are seeing. Doctors is only at the physical level. Some psycho doctors are there. Psycho means psychology padhane wale. The Shakti behind this seeing eyes to see, behind this seen part belonging to the body, behind this seen part belonging to the body, behind this is the Indriya to see. That's called Chakshu. That Indriya, Chakshur Indriya, see its greatness. दो ही आंख दो है but they coordinate. Like with two eyes I am seeing you. I am not seeing you as two people. वो तो रेयरली डिसीज आता है तो होता है, चत्वारम कहते हैं उसको. बट इन द कॉमन विजन विथ टू आईज वी सी वन. नो, सी द मिक्सचर ऑफ द फोकल पॉइंट्स ऑफ बोथ द आईज which are placed in different sockets to give a vision of one homogeneous thing. Is it not miracle? And without this phenomena, how much chaotic would be the living in the world? You know, like my each eye is giving only one vision. Two eyes are giving two visions. Therefore, when I am on the road driving a car, the दो रोड दिखेंगे. अब किस तरफ जाऊं मैं? Is it not? अब दो दो बंदे दिखने लगे तो किसी को डांटना है तो दो बार डांटना है because दो लोग दिख रहे हैं मुझे. डबल दो बार प्यार करने को दो लोग दिख रहे हैं. हो रहा है क्या ऐसा? दिस इज कॉल्ड उपासना. Starting of upasana. I am able to see the world with eyes is first upasana. The greatness of the eye is this, that it is having that focal points merged to have a homogeneous darshanam is an upasana. Then further, eye is remaining here, objects are such a far off distance, yet the eye is able to see with a limited capacity, of course, maybe 600, 700, 800 meters to a healthy body up to 1 kilometer. If he's like a cheetah or vulture, he will see 5 kilometers also. That capacity. Is it not? इतना दूर से बंदा आ रहा है तो यहीं से मैं देख के बोल रहा हूँ ये तो मेरे को पैसे मांगने आ रहे हैं भागो यहाँ से. Then the most beautiful aspect of the eye is what? Every shape it is able to see. Is it not? Every form it is able to see. Every color it is able to see. Without getting itself colored, formed or shaped. But is itself is not miracle? Like when you use a brush to make a painting, then the painting चिपक जाता है brush में. Then you can't use it with other color. You have to take other brush, otherwise turpentine से उसको clean करना. Is it happening with the eye? That I am seeing the buffalo and the eye became buffalo. I am seeing the donkey, I became donkey. अगर ऐसा होता तो can you see any other object or color? See the sophistication. This understanding of upasana. When I look here, the red color is seen. When I shift my attention in 2 seconds to other place, the yellow color is seen. Where did the red color perception gone? Leading to or giving a chance to look at the yellow? Is it not sophistication? आप समझ में आ रहा है कि समझ में नहीं आता करके? Therefore ऐसा समझे कि हम ना समझ नादान हैं, ऐसे समझदार बनो कि मैं ना समझ हूँ. ऐसा बेवकूफ़ी प्रूव नहीं करना सोच कर कि हम समझदार हैं. How subtle it is, the phenomena that I can see a person coming, friend, immediately I can see other fellow. When I shift my attention to him, the eye has totally lost the darshan of the earlier fellow, which is so essential that then only I can see the other one. अब इमेजिन करो आई हैव सीन दिस फेलो एंड नाउ आई एम शेयरिंग द अदर फेलो और मैं धीरे धीरे भूल रहा हूँ और उसके हड्डी भूल गया लेकिन उसका हाथ पैर अभी याद आ रहा है. अब इसको देख रहा हूँ लेकिन इसके हाथ पैर उसके दो मिलकर 4 हाथ 4 पैर वाला दिखेगा वो. इज इट हैपनिंग लाइक दैट? आर यू अंडरस्टैंडिंग थिंग? व्हेन आई एम सीइंग ए पर्सन आई सी हिम इंटैक्ट इन ऑल हिज लिम्स ना. सर भी है काम करे या ना करे, हाथ भी है पैर देखा. नो आई एम सीइंग अदर फेलो. Now, which part of that person who was seen earlier is carried in the eye? Nothing is that is a glory. If कुछ carry किया मानो फिर इधर चिपका के. Like these 10 people you look at and come home and you see your wife or children, you will see them with 20 hands. Durga Kali. Are you understanding? Without any effort, in a microseconds, when we shift our attention from one direction to the other, whatever there in the direction, the eye is leaving it, dropping it, remaining afresh to see other side. But this is not the case with the mana. Again, mana, whatever the thoughts, emotions it entertains, they remain because that is required there. आंख को इधर से उधर देखना है तो इधर देखने के टाइम वो भूलना चाहिए. मन को जो 15 मिनट पहले बात किया है वो अब याद रहना है क्योंकि दोनों कंटिन्यूअसली बोले जा रहे हैं. वो याद होना पड़ता है मन को और आंखों को भूलना पड़ता है. I'm just giving how the world is subtle. When you think like this, where is your agadesha, where is your kama krodha, where is your passions and greeds, automatically they are gone. That is the biggest byproduct of recognizing Mahat Brahma's glorious Leela in this world this way. And he himself is functioning through all my organs and giving me the joys. Joys are not wrong as long as you don't miss the ultimate joy, as long as you don't become slave to them. And they are dharmic. These are the topic. We should not go. By the way, the thought came, we shared. We are no only at the eye level. Now, like this, my eye is shifting here from here to here, my drishti, and able to see the colors different, forms different, shapes different. None of them are holding on to my eye. And is it happening only to me or everyone? How many millions of people were born and died? To each of them, this faculty was given. How many millions will be born? And is it only human beings? See, every animal and each animal has eye, the shape as well as its position according to the total body. जैसे हाथी के आंख होते हैं वैसे मेरे नहीं, मेरे अलग जगह होते हैं. नाउ सी वो कौन कर रहा है सब बैठकर? महत ब्रह्म. इस तरह से चक्षु सोटु श्रोत्रम मनो वाक त्वक. Is it not? Shrotram, the audition. See the difference between eye and the ear. Eye it goes and sees the forms. Forms never come. Although physics में कहते हैं कि the form, the reflection comes in the retina of the eye inverted. Therefore, we are able to visualize. After going inside the brain nerves, it again invert करके हमको बंदे को सीधा दिखाता है. That's what they say. But according to Vedanta, eye goes to see the forms. आंख जाता है और बाकी उनको जाना नहीं होता क्योंकि नहीं जाना चाहिए. फिर जो आता है उसी को परसीव करना. लाइक द ईयर्स डोंट गो, साउंड्स कम. इफ द ईयर स्टार्ट्स गोइंग देन एवरी chaotic थिंग विल बी हर्ड ऑन द वे. इसलिए ईयर का ये काम है, जो आता है उसी को सुनो. आंख को ऐसा नहीं है, जाकर देखो. कोई सुनने को जाता नहीं, सुनना आता है. कोई देखने को जाते हैं. इज नॉट सो टू द टच. The touch organ in me doesn't go anywhere. That particular touch, whether it is soft or hard or cold or heat, whether it is a wind or water, anything, it should come. Then only I will perceive it. क्योंकि touch को हर जगह जाना होता, तो it will be chaotic to have so many touches. इसलिए कौन से इंद्रिय का क्या कैपेसिटी है, तो क्या लिमिटेशन भगवान ने दिया, ये बड़ा जादू चल रहा है. So to the smells, nose never goes there, smells come. So smells come, sounds come, touches come, tastes come, but eyes go. Because where to go, we should know. So I should go and decide, then go. The forms doesn't come, I goes to see them. In this way, all this, Chakshu Shrotram, Mano Vak Tvak. Chakshu eyes, Shrotram ears, Manaha mana, Vak speech, Tvak is the Indriya of touch. Like this is a one panktam. So in this, the beauty of this rishi is, he used two of the karmendriyas and two of the jnanendriyas and one mana to coordinate. Three jnanendriyas. Chakshuhu, Shrotram, Tvak. These three are jnanendriya. Vak is karmendriya. Mana is coordination. This is a one panktam. And this way, with 5 Jnanendriya, 5 Karmendriya, 4 Antakarana, mathematically I don't know that principle or law, but you can bring out hundreds of panktams through them. That's how we are working in the world. Jnanendriya, Karmendriya, Antakarana, 5 रूप में बनकर हर चीज कर रहे हैं इधर. Panktam. So many are. Out of them, 5 are told here. Chakshu, Shrotra, Mano, Vak, Tvak is the Indriya Panktam, which is doing the works together. Like that in every being. So here also, every of the faculty, I gave an example, eye and its greatness, sophistication. Not only to me, to everyone. And that also from birth till I spoil my eye through TV, watching TV, for the 50, 60 years, eyes go on working. And they're the most delicate parts of the body. And the eyelids are given so that whenever any sensitive problem, eye is closed. And because they're very sensitive to the nerves, they get tired so much. Therefore, to give them relief, every second, the क्या है ना पलक झपकने का भगवान ने लगाया. And if I am given a palak झपकने का काम to me, I can never do any work in the world. Therefore, he made it involuntary. It is not. Is it not involuntary? I don't put any effort. It just goes on happening. That he made the faculty. Otherwise, if I am given the job, then at right time में आँख बंद नहीं की, तो कुछ ना कुछ धूल मिट्टी आके आँख में गिरेगा. एक सेकंड में आँख गायब. Is it not? But 60, 70 years the eyes are sustained. Means how much the eyelids with their involuntary action are these opera are protecting the eyes. But who made this phenomena? Mahat Brahma. That's what we have to. The nose, how it is positioned downwards, how the air goes inside, coordination with the nose and mouth. Because one day if the nose works doesn't work, mouth से आप हवा ले सकते हो. और कभी मुंह से खाना नहीं खा सके तो नाक से खाना दिया जा सकता है. Therefore, he gave an alternative there. Everything is wonder in this world. And all are done by the Hiranyagarbha through Pankta, Pankta, Pankta. So, pranopana, vyanodana, samana, pancha pranas are the vayu panktam. So, chakshu shrotra manovaktvaka is called as indriya panktam. Okay, the last one. Is called dhatu panktam. What is that? The dhatus are charma, mamsa, snava, asti, marja. Now, again, I can't talk about it now. There's no time. Tomorrow I'll see. But each of them together are making the body. If that bone marrow is continuously not sustained, then the bones will not be there. If the bones are not there, this fellow will ludak jayega. If somebody body is made strong, it's because body, because the bones inside. And every bone has different position, different size, different strength, different functioning. They say the tongue also is the strongest bone of the body. I was surprised, even though I am surprised while talking to you. But they say tongue is the strongest bone, they say. ये किस भाषा से कह रहे हैं? I don't know what, but I heard it. If I'm wrong, you correct me. The strongest bone is tongue. So asti and majja, then snavaha. If the snais are not there, then how the rakta prasarana, shakti prasarana will happen? Then if the mamsa is not there, then mamsa is such thing in which these are all hooked. The bones and nerves are all hooked to something, na? Is it not? Like you to pin some, you have a paper on which you pin. So the mamsa is like a paper on which all these faculties are pinned and kept intact. Then if these four things, mamsa, snava, asti, majja, such a dirtiest things, if they are openly kept outside, it is so abominable. Therefore, he made a cute looking packet that is called as charmam. जिसको देखकर हम सब फंस जाते हैं. Why? Just behind that charmam of 1 micromillimeter, what is there is common in all, and what is there is the most dirtiest thing. Is it not? What is behind my charma? All the snava, asti, majja, and all are same. मामसम कोई दूसरा है ही नहीं. एंड दैट इज वाई इन एनी एक्सीडेंट द चर्म निकल गया, अंदर का मांस किसका क्या है नहीं पता, फिर अगेन दे हैव टू गो फॉर डीएनए एंड ऑल. Charma is a package, and getting deluded by seeing this package, which also every day is changing. And the funniest part is everybody knows how dirty the face becomes in 2 minutes. Always the facials and all the funny things are going on. Don't know to impress whom and cheat whom. To such a level of moha and maya we are. अब क्या बताएं इसकी बात. इसी में फंसी सारे दुनिया. Look good, look beautiful. Goodness is not in looking, my dear. It's in being. And it is an inner thing, nothing to do with the body. Looking at the body and saying good or bad is a very third rate thing. What is that a form? Nothing doing. Charma bahar ka, outer package is charma. Then in other context, the seven dhatus are told there, the rakta also they say another one. Majja, astimeda, pala, rakta, charma, tvaka. They add the blood and the inner skin. What you see is the outer skin. The other five things are same. So this is called dhatu pantam, and it is in me, it is in you, in all the animals, all the birds. The pancha dhatus are there, with which each of the deha are made. And see the coordination between the pranas, the dhatus, and the indriyas. Put together sustaining the body. And मैं इसमें कैसे आया हूँ, कैसे रह रहा हूँ इतना दिन, then how am I going out? Everything is महात ब्रह्म का, ये सब उनका अकल है, उनका सिस्टम. And like this, for 5-10 years, we have to talk every day. Then only the Mahat Brahma's Mahima we can discover. What is his Mahima? He alone is doing everything, he alone is in everything. That is what it is. Then other than him is, there is no individual as if separate or isolated. And to this body, whatever is required is supplied from the total. To the pranas, again we saw already from total. Even for the indriyas, it is coming from the total. And देखो, if all the forms, colors are not there, आंखों का क्या है फायदा? If the smells are not there, what is the use of nostrils? Therefore, Bhagavan have to make them also there. ये सब मिलकर दुनिया है. Idea is not get confused in trying to understand so many things which is impossible. Idea is through some samples we are recognizing the presence of Mahat Brahma in and through everything. After recognizing which, the concept that I am an isolated independent individual, that concept has to dissolve. That's called as Mahat Brahma Upas. Clear? Now, etadadi vidhaya rushiravochata pantam va idagam sarvam pante naiva pantaggas prunotiti. These are the 3-4 lines we have to study. Tomorrow we'll see. Om Shanti Shanti. Om 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 Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Paramarshibhyo Parabrahmane Shrutimatre Namaha Tatsat Brahmarpणमस्तु. Now we'll see 1 or 2 shlokas with Niti 5-10 minutes. But remember, in the evening, today we'll see Lord Rama Mahaprasthanam in the lecture. Valmiki Ramayanam, 109 10th Sargas at Savasat 7:20 baje. So those who can make it and listen it. Then this episode will be over in the next 1.5 month, 1 month time. 1 month क्या, even 10-12 दिनों में we will see Lord Krishna also Mahaprasthanam. Then in Bhagavatam. Then the remaining one skanda of the Bhagavata, 12th we study. So in this Chaturmasa, Ramayana will be over in 5-6 days. Bhagavata may take 1 more month or so. So come, make use of it when they are available. My request, that's it. Hari Om.